to another episode of A Day in the Life of a 50-plus unemployed filmmaker. I'm Patricia Tone, and I am in Topanga Canyon. Topanga. And so I thought I'd take this time to share another story. So when I became a stand-up comedian, I did the same thing that everybody else did. I went out to the clubs, tried to get on the shows. You know, they had the first set of comics to be the open mics. So as a new comic, you would go around and try to get in on stage for the open mic session, which was what everybody tried to do. And that was the part where the customers would come in. And during, everybody coming into the club, they would have the open mic as the warm-up for the clubs and for the shows. And if you were lucky, if you got there early and put your name on a list, sometimes you could do the open mic, 5 minutes of set, And so one time I was fortunate enough, Speedy, shout out to Speedy from the Comedy Act Theater. Speedy gave me 5 minutes on the show during the open mic, and there was this guy in the audience, and he approached me after my set. He said he was a manager, and he's been an entertainment manager before, and he wanted to work with me. And so I said, oh, really? Okay. I'm gonna let this car pass because he on my ass. And so he thought my set was really good. He thought I had a good look. And so I signed an exclusive 1-year contract with him. Lo and behold, he did get me some gigs. He really operated throughout San Diego County, right? And so I had a lot of shows in San Diego. He knew a lot of people down there, and I would do these little shows for him. He would drive me out to San Diego. Sometime I would bring other comics or call other comics who might be in the area to do some of the shows with me. I did Fantasy Springs Casino. I opened for Keith Sweat one time. You never know. I've done quite a few shows that were on a smaller scale. I was also the host. I hosted a lot of shows because I love hosting and I'm good at it. And so I would bring some of my buddies who were comedians and bring them in and do the shows, And so this one particular story I'm going to tell you about is one where we had to drive to San Diego. It was late at night, and he wanted to go down there the night before so that we could be there for when we got up in the morning or whatever, and we'd be ready. We'd already be there. We'd be fresh and everything, right? So he had this old, what kind of car was that? He had this old, I think it was green, doggone it, I can't even think of the car. Jaguar. He had this old green Jaguar, right? And baby, he thought he was the shit in that car. He thought he was the shit because he had a green Jaguar. So we drove down there, and when we got to the hotel, the motel, it turned out to be, it was a lot of people in town. So apparently there were some conferences going on in San Diego at that time. He went around to different, hotels and motels. And so I finally said, well, why are we going around to all these different places? Didn't you already book the show. And so he was like, I'm letting people pass because they be driving too fast around this goddamn curve. They say 25, some places say 40. Okay, back to the story. So I asked him, why are we driving around in different places? Didn't you book the room? And he was like, no, I just thought normally you could just come down here and get a room and then, it'll be okay. But apparently there are a lot of conferences and things in town and all the places are sold out. And so we get to this one last place, right? And he comes and he said, okay, I got a room. I said, oh, okay. And then he says, oh, by the way, we have to share a room. Excuse me? Share a room. I said, oh, hell no. I ain't sharing no room with you. You married. You really thought I was gonna get up here and sleep in a hotel room with you? A married man? I said, you out your damn mind. You might as well drive me back to LA. I ain't doing damn show up in here. No, sir. I ain't, no. And so he had some relatives out there, and we went to some of his relatives' house, his cousin or whoever, I don't even damn know, didn't even care. And we stayed at their house. Baby, let me tell y'all something. Guess who showed up at the house an hour or so later? You guessed it. His damn wife. His wife. And so I could hear him before she got there, in there with his family, talking about, she was like, I ain't staying in no hotel with you. I don't know you like that. And so when his wife got there, she runs up to him and started hugging him like he did something. I want to say, bitch, he wasn't happy. That wasn't on his agenda, And I ain't said nothing. I just looked at her and smiled to myself because I was like, baby, your husband was trying. Ain't no telling what he would have tried to do in that damn hotel room. She all smiling and hugging him and all that. I was like, child, these women be tripping. They don't even know they damn man is not what they think, baby. And so anyway, we stayed at the cousin's house. I did the show the next day, and then we left and came back. I was like, shit. See, let me tell y'all something. If that lady would have came there, and she probably, I ain't no telling, because back then, she probably had some kind of tracker, or I ain't no telling how she would have found us, but she would have found us, and that lady could have did something to me, and both of us try to unalive me or any damn thing, and I wouldn't have never known why or what was going on. And so when she was there, I was like, baby, oh no, baby, I don't want your man. He ain't my type. No, ma'am. No, thank you. And shortly after that, I just ended, the contract because I didn't like the unprofessionalism that he did and how uncomfortable he made me feel and put me in danger because his wife would have been there to try and do something to me. And so I was like, no, this ain't gonna work out. This ain't gonna work out. And that was like just one of the few things that he did that I didn't like as a manager. And it turns out that he was just really all talk. Not all talk, but he had more talk than bark, and I honestly, I didn't know him, I just trusted that, he said he was who he said he was, And, I did some shows. I ain't gonna lie. He did know some people. He did. But once you put me in imminent danger and make me feel uncomfortable, and I have to wonder if I'm gonna make it back home alive, then we through, baby. We are through. And yeah, that's what had happened in my life as a stand-up comedian. And that's my story. So I'm gonna go home and see if I still have a copy of the contract. I think I do, and that way I could tell you the name of the company he was under. I never heard from him after I ended it too. So, he lived out in Chino, California. That was the first time I heard about Chino. And like I said, he would book all these shows. I would drive through Southern California to these shows, take some of my stand-up comedian friends, and I did comedy, hosted quite a few shows, and did some festivals and events and things that were on a smaller scale, but I was hustling. We was getting our hustle on. Yep. And y'all stay tuned, because my stand-up comedy days are not over, baby. They ain't over. Oh yeah, baby, I don't give up. I might go through some I don't give up. Yeah, and feel free, feel free to make a donation. Hit that Cash App under Patricia Tone. It's the same name, Patricia Tone. Because, baby, I'm out here hustling. I'm gonna finance this thing I'm working on myself, as I always do. I usually finance all my projects, short films and talk shows and stuff like that. I finance them myself. Well, I done made it down the hill. As y'all can see, this is, I don't know what this is. Oh, Pacific Palisades, I think, are portion. Oh no, it's a Malibu. We in Malibu. That's Pacific Coast Highway in front of us. And I'm leaving and going back to Inglewood. So thank you for watching another episode of A Day in the Life of an Unemployed Filmmaker. I'm Patricia Tone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing this video. Leave a like, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. See you next time.